Hello everyone, and welcome to another Vanilla Tweaks video, the custom resource pack picker, where you can make your own resource pack, and there's been a big update, including some very useful and functional new features. But first of all, the Vanilla Tweaks website, which will be linked down below. There are also crafting recipe tweaks, data packs here, but in this video we're looking at the new resource packs. And when it comes to a quick tutorial, you should know that you can pick different versions of Minecraft up the top here. All the resource packs are split up into different categories, and when you hover over one of these, on the right hand side you'll actually see a preview of how the resource pack works. You can select what you want in the pack by clicking on each of these, and if you want to select all of them from a category, then you got the pickle over here. And when selecting lots of packs, sometimes there are conflicts and they are highlighted with colours to let you know what you need to do. And over here on the right hand side you're actually able to order each of the resource packs to make one take priority over another. And of course, when you're done selecting your pack, you can click on the download button. So when you download this pack, you'll need to put it into your resource packs folder, which you can access right here. So let's get into it. We're going to go through the categories one by one, starting off with aesthetic and the warm glow effect, which changed the lighting system to have a different sort of tint to it. So we'll put down a few torches, take a step back and do a before and after. And I've got to say, I feel like I'm immediately convinced to use this pack on Hermitcraft. The difference is wild. I really like this. It makes the light in the game feel so much more vibrant. Another aesthetic change simply consists of a renaming. So if you're used to typing in logs, the warp stem and the crimson stem are now renamed to log like the other wood types. And while we talk about the woods, the desaturated oak resource pack has now been extended to each of these items I just placed down. That was a change to this resource pack right here, and another one that's received a small update, just a minor fix, is the colourful enchanting table particles. And the reason I'll be mentioning these small fixes is so that you know to go and update your resource packs on the website. And so if you want to be informed for all of the Vanilla Tweaks updates in the future, make sure to be subscribed to the channel. And if you want to become further involved in this community, there is a public Vanilla Tweaks Discord, and over there you can see the changelogs for each update in full. Next up is the terrain category, and you can see the effects of this first pack all around me. It is the wavy plants that makes grass and flowers and other crops wave in the wind. Look at it. Can you see it? It's very subtle, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And along with this, there is a new Twinkling Stars pack. Now, I'm very aware that YouTube compression might actually make it difficult to see the twinkling stars, but when we zoom in like that, can you see it? It is a very nice little ambience to have in the night sky. And there is a small fix for the circular log tops. If you use that one along with Crimson of Crimson, make sure to update and download the new pack. So there are two new packs in the variation category. One is for coarse dirt and the other one is for moss blocks. This gives some random rotation to the texture so that it doesn't look as repetitive. So let's do a before and after here. Not as pretty, right? I think I'm definitely going to be using the variated versions of both of these. In menu panoramas, you have lots of options to change the background menu of the Minecraft game, and there are all of my Hermitcraft seasons here, and the addition is that now my Season 8 base can be selected as a background menu. Now, if the website looks a little bit spectacular right now with all the highlighted packs, that's because this is the Patreon preview for patrons who get access to features a little earlier. I think a few days after this video comes out, all of these packs will be available on the website. And if you're not aware of how Peace and Quiet works, it essentially gives you choices over particular mobs and features in the game that generate sounds, and so you can select them and then they'll be quieter in game. Bats can be pretty annoying when you're underground mining, and if you're standing next to a hoglin farm, maybe you want to decrease the sound of all those mobs. However, choose wisely. Sheep farms are known for making tons and tons of sounds, but if you select some of the hostile mobs like skeletons or vexes, that might backfire when you need to hear them to know that they're attacking you. So now we move on to utility, and what you saw in the beginning of this video, this is the mob spawn indicator. It works as far as you can see on the sides of pretty much all solid blocks, and when I place this down you can then see that the colors here change, and that represents the light values for where hostile mobs can and can't spawn. If we switch this over to the lichen, it's obviously going to have a lower range. And so the function of this pack should be pretty obvious. If you need to light up a bunch of caves to make a mob farm work, well, you just got to go and spam those torches until you got none of those red crosses left. Now you might be thinking that I recorded this with night vision because you can see all of the caves, but there is no night vision effect. There is now a pack called Full Bright, which just essentially creates the night vision effect without you needing it. And just going off my gut feeling here, it does feel a little bit different to night vision. I think you don't get the same effects with the fog. And a great way to test that is here in the end dimension. So even though we've got the full brightness going on and things are visible, we don't get that crazy fog effect like you would with night vision. And some other packs that have received updates, the redstone power levels is now compatible with all other packs that change redstone. The brewing guide is now compatible with all different languages. Hunger preview now works better with Japanese and Turkish languages. And there was a small texture change to the directional observers resource pack. In the 3D category, there is the 3D redstone wire pack. You can see it looks a little different from here, right? That's because it's been given an actual 3D shape. Let's also power it so you can get a feel for that too. Looks pretty cool. Also in this category, the 3D bookshelves and the 3D trapdoors had some minor issues, both of which have been updated. And a super quick one in the retro department, the old plank textures you can bring back into the game will now be compatible with signs which use the same textures. And in the unobtrusive category, the game's fog has been removed thanks to a new resource pack. We're going to have to do a before and after here again. So let's pick this spot right here. And not the best example really, there's only just like a little bit of fog over there. Okay, I feel like this time it's going to be a better example. And there you go, now you can see the kind of effect that the fog has on the game, and you've got the option to remove it. And if you're a fan of the smaller utilities packs, which makes the items in your offhand smaller, buckets and bowls have been added to this pack. And now for the fun category, where all the wacky stuff gets to go, and this first one is called Hardcore Darkness. So if we switch into spectator mode and then we drop down underground where there will be caves, you can see that they are ridiculously dark. And so if I drop down here, it's not long before I literally just can't see anything. I mean, there's even, I think, lava somewhere down here and it's ridiculously difficult to see. Let's go ahead and put a torch. Torch provides some light. But yeah, as you see here, it just gets really dark really quick. It's like you can't see a thing. You're going to have to absolutely spam some torches if you play with this one on. Now, some of you may remember once upon a time ago when we first saw the axolotls that there was a green variant. Now, this replaces the blue one, the rarest one that's super difficult to find. But if you want to have a little bit of fun and bring the green axolotls into the game, you can do so with this resource pack. And I've got to say, why Mojang, why? The green one looks so cool. Now remember, this is the fun category. And, oh my goodness me, why? This is an abomination. If you're wondering what that is, those are phantoms, and yes, this pack is simply called Phantom Rain. Along with that pack that I'm fairly confident I will never use because it will give me nightmares, there is the useless spyglass. What's going on here? The texture on top of the spyglass that's supposed to represent the lens, well, that's just been planted onto here for a little bit of fun. And there is a I wish it could be Christmas every day resource pack that basically turns on the custom textures for the chests all year round. Also in the Emeralds to Rubies pack, the little emerald badges that are now rubies on the villagers, that's been fixed for zombie villagers. And the standard galactic alphabet now applies the changes to the text to TNT. And I thought, why not show that off in game? That's now what it looks like. And now I regret this decision. It's that button and then this button, right? Oh, there we go. In the fixes category, there's a change for the dripstone. You may remember that the stem kind of pokes through the top of the surface of the block. That's been changed. And there was also some texture alignment issues that are fixed for the small drip leaf. When it comes to buckets, these textures are usually not all aligned. Aha, you can see it there, right? These ones have all been dropped down by 1 pixel to match the pufferfish in the other ones. And for this last one, I've had to turn the clouds on in the sky. Can you see how they fade away with the fog of the game? Let's now turn this resource pack off. And now you can see that the clouds, they stretch on into the distance through the fog. I never realized like how terrible that actually looks, and this resource pack just makes so much sense now. And so a big shout out to the Vanilla Tweaks team for putting all of this wonderful stuff together, including It's Chalk, Ancient King and Shock Micro, who also contributed to some of these updates. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the video, so be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel to catch more vanilla tweaks in the future. That's it from me. Bye bye.